Will Smith winning for King Richard. But personally, I thought his best performance in the past year has been being okay with all of his wife's boyfriends. What? Come on, he didn't show up.
Nerdrotic.com.
Have you ever seen like an abused dog that will defend its abuser? That's what I think of when I think of Will Smith.
Yeah.
Like he's attacking people to defend who? I think that woman is a narcissistic, abusive person.
Yeah,
That's just what I think is happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
I think that's really what this is, a buildup of years worth of kind of criticism and their relationship being very much in the open and people cracking jokes at the BAFTAs a few weeks ago. They literally made a joke about Will Smith getting cucked. I think that's really what this entire thing was. It wasn't about simply this joke. It was about that moment and everything that had led up to that.
I said on Chris Gore's Oscar stream, I said, I think this is the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
Yep.
This has been going on for years and years and years. Will Smith is clearly not made for an open relationship, whether or not he's participated in it, which by all intents and purposes he has. I don't think he's built that. I think he was in this marriage to be with Jada, but to be with her, he's had to accept these conditions, and it's just 8 and 8 and 8 and 8 away at him. And it's just such a little thing. I'll just very briefly say this, but I ran away from home when I was 17 because I had an abusive father, and I only knew my father for 6 years. And I just tolerated this 6 years of abuse. And the thing that made me get up, go upstairs, pack a bag, and run out the house, never to see him again. I was in the front room watching the TV, and he walked in. He went, "Get your feet off the sofa." And that was just the small thing which just snapped me. It just fucking snapped me. So, this guy's been going through this for 15, 20 years more with Jada since the late 90s. And, we've seen him over the course of the last couple of years. He's not been Will Smith. He's been just looking like a shell of the guy that he used to be. And I think it was that was it. He just snapped.
Well, I think there's a huge thing going on in Hollywood, and this, the universe unfolds as it should. So we've been talking about woke Hollywood for quite some time now, the Disney shit going on. We also have the Oscars struggling. It's clear to everyone. Even Jim Keri brought it up when he said, well, we're not the cool kids anymore. I would argue you never were. But the era of, I mentioned it, a lot of people have mentioned this. We've been saying it for a while. The era of the movie star is over. It's over. Will Smith is probably one of the last ones who could have, at one point in his life, just been in a movie and brought people to the theater. That doesn't happen anymore. It's done. It's over. And they know it. They know it. So this was a black guy on top of another black guy. And now they're starting to reassess a little bit, especially when they're out there after the year, 2, 4, 5 years they've had of telling us how to fucking live. And then they go out there and just show that they are the most privileged in this country.
Did you see the cameramen were all wearing masks too?
Yep,
of course they were.
Yep.
All the backstage all the grips and everyone were wearing masks.
The slaves.
The elites, they never.
The slaves, Ryan's right.
The slaves, they wear the masks.
Remember when the people had the slaves carrying their dresses that had masks on? That was just like, holy shit, you guys live in a Met Gala.
The Met Gala.
I do like how Gary phrased that, a black guy on top of another black guy. That's kind of what we got to see there, too.
Yeah, it was.
So were you saying I or guy?
I can't remember what
to
I said 5 minutes
I thought he said
ago.
black guy. That's what I thought.
He said it's a black eye.
I just said black eye, but it could be a black guy, too.
But it worked out so well. I saw Garrett was like, I was thinking it too, Garrett.
I said black eye. Black guy. I don't know.
Black guys matter.
Yeah.
Did you guys see, though? I know we talked about this on the main event, Jeremy, but did you see that they were blaming this on white supremacy already?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're bringing Trump into it. They're bringing Trump into it.
Yeah, which is amazing because they can take anything back there. It doesn't matter what it is. We can find a way to link it to white supremacy.
Because it's always living inside their head. It's constantly in there.
The outrage over Will Smith standing up for his wife is the definition of white supremacy.
Yeah.
Basically saying that because we're making so much of a big deal over a black man slapping a black man over a black woman, that's because, white people are being extra judgy, essentially.
No, we're making an issue out of a man slapping a man on live television on a show over a joke.
Yeah.
Well, we saw in
to do with
2020.
color, nothing to do with fucking color whatsoever. You bring color in because of your ideology and your fucking racism.
Yeah.
Because that's all you can fucking see when you see Will Smith and Chris Rock and Jada Pinkett. You just see their fucking color. That's you. Fucking look in the mirror, you projectionist wankers. This is a guy who went up on fucking national TV in front of millions of people who told a fucking lame-ass joke and slapped him across the face, physically assaulted him for a fucking joke.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about.
It's white supremacy to live in civility, okay?
Will Smith is worth how much? One of you mentioned
several hundred million, I'm sure.
It's 230 million
worldwide,
is the number I heard. He's about, I am more fucking hood than Will Smith, okay? Will Smith has not been in the hood for decades. He's not from
West
Philadelphia.
He was born and raised.
Bel-Air fucking Will Smith who slaps like a bitch. They had nothing to do with race at all. It was a fucking Hollywood pussy slapping a little Hollywood comedian who didn't even roast him well. Who Chris Rock is much more capable of destroying Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. He was being so nice to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
We roast each other. We roast each other as friends worse than
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
That was
so true.
That's what he said. That was a nice one. Come on, that was a nice one. Because it was, dude. It was like a barely
It's a
even a joke,
25-year-old
really.
joke or whatever. Fucking G.I. Jane.
I know.
You're in the front row. Expect to get made fun of by comedians.
And that's what Ricky Gervais said. Ricky Gervais is like, listen, I wouldn't have said anything about Jada Pinkett Smith hair. I would have talked about her boyfriend. You know what I mean? And that's
that wouldn't have made it
reality.
mad,
There's way more stuff you could do. And the fact that that's all it took was nuts. And I do think it was such a weird thing. I think the goal was not to hurt Chris Rock or he would have punched him, right? The goal was it was almost embarrassed, stay in your place type of thing.
Yes.
To try to show that he still has some alpha male mentality left in his body. I think that was the point of it.
Yep.
Was it more so directed at what he wished he could do, to his wife?
Yes. Or the guys who slept with her, or the 29-year-old who slept with her. He made the decision to stay in that marriage, right? He could leave. He could fucking leave. There's a door. There's always an option, and there's a door that you can walk through. So we can get mad at Jada, but it's Will's fault too. It is. It's both their fault for being in it.
It is. It's probably too expensive to leave.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the clip of her? So she laughed right after the slap. That one perspective,
Yeah,
I didn't see that one.
I didn't see
that.
Yeah,
she did.
sociopathic.
Because she just controlled a man to do her fucking work.
People think it's staged. It's not fucking staged. You saw something real for a moment. All the other shit is staged and fake. Everything else is staged and faked. You saw a real moment for just a glimpse.
It's not staged. Now this is so he has already slapped him at this point. That's when the video starts. So this is after the slap, and then after you see him say, she's so after when Chris Rock says he slapped shit out of me, she laughs. So hang on, here we go.
Here is an angle most people have not seen.
Fucking TikTok.
Look at Jada's reaction.
Because she thinks it's acceptable what just happened.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I'm good. Okay?
Ooh, he is. Oh.
Well, you need some help. You need help. You need a lot of help.
I think she's a fucking sociopath. I think she just laughed automatically because she thought a camera was on her. That's it. I think she was just on. Well, I could be wrong.
And I think that too, a little bit for Will's initial reaction to the joke, because it was oh, look, he's laughing at first. He could just be laughing for the sake of laughing. You know what I mean? To go along with whatever, not realizing what Jada's reaction is.
You're an actor. You're sitting in the front row of the Oscars. You're always going to have a face on. So that laughing at jokes, that's just the face.
I'm going to lean on Ryan for this, okay? But the point is, everybody's saying, oh, stage. They did edit it out, correct, Ryan? Because I was live when this all happened. So go ahead.
Yes, they did.
For all the people that are oh, it's staged for ratings. First, why would the fuck would they do it after 3 hours of broadcast? It was staged for ratings, and right before it ended. Two, they dropped the audio on it because you're not allowed to swear on that program. And it wasn't Will that sweared that was the dropping. It was Chris at first because his reaction, he slapped the shit out of me, just trying to say something. And like what all the producers basically said was, we didn't know, like this wasn't planned, but we also didn't know if maybe they had done something. And they said in the moment where Chris Rock said shit, they kind of knew, because they knew they'd have to drop the broadcast. And the only reason we have the unedited stuff is because Australia didn't drop it.
Because they don't have a
Otherwise,
delay.
we wouldn't even have that stuff.
So there's a delay on live TV.
Japan and Australia didn't drop the audio.
Hollywood doesn't have the creativity to pull this off. They just don't. Have you ever seen Hollywood try to create a viral video? It's called YouTube Rewind. That was a Hollywood produced viral video.
Did you not? Okay, maybe most people didn't, but have they watched the rest of the fucking Oscars? They've tried to do ad-lib stuff like you just said. It's fucking terrible.
Bad.
They tried it earlier in the show and it was terrible. So all of a sudden they do the greatest fucking skit of all fucking time.
The bottom line is they don't care about ratings, because if they did, they would not have done all the things they did leading up to that.
That's
they would
it.
have had Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes with these cringe, terrible, horrific fucking jokes. And all the other things that go into play as well. Like, you really think that Will Smith would do this to have all this stuff come up or whatever for the Oscars ratings? Like,
No.
it makes no fucking sense.
Staged or not, Will Smith is a fucking asshole.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.
If you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. And if you did this with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.